Hey everyone, it's Dr. Chelle. Thank you so much for coming to the Dr. Test Prep YouTube channel. This is the playlist that you want to watch every video for, even if you got Purple Mastery. I'm just saying, if you understand the techniques I'm going to teach you with the Desmos calculator in this playlist for Unit 8, it will, I can't even put into words. I suspect huge improvement in your scores. So, of course, as you most likely know, unless this is your first video with me, basically my goal right now with this series is to help you improve your PSAT and SAT math score. We are doing Unit 8, Lesson 1, Factoring Quadratic and Polynomial Expressions from Khan Academy. If you have my book, it's $14.95 on Amazon. We're on page 142. If you don't just take notes. Listen, you need to do this stuff with me on the Desmos calculator. Please don't just watch me with popcorn and Mountain Dew, okay? Open up the Desmos calculator. Make sure the link is in the description. Make sure you click Choose Assessment College Board, or some of the things I'm going to show you will not work for you. Please just follow along. Okay, it does say on the bottom that a lot of these are easier to do without the Desmos calculator, especially in the basic examples. I'm still going to show you how to do it with the Desmos calculator just because I want you to learn the technique. Okay. All right, here we go. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for you. Especially, I'm going to say it one more time. Look at this. 13 to 15 of your questions are on algebra, 13 to 15 are on advanced math. They use the same techniques for both sections. So if you can master the techniques on this at the medium level, because remember, I'm not focusing on kids getting 800. I'm focusing on 680, 690, lower. Some might pop into 700, but if you can master this, I can't even tell you, it's insane. Okay, here we go. Factor the expression 16a squared minus 1. Now you might immediately notice, all right, there's not a middle term, difference of two squares. The answer is letter A. It is letter A. Oh, and it's also letter C. So let me fix this so it's not also letter C. Okay, but we need to, let me show you how to do it on the calculator. So we've got 16a squared minus 1. Now, the issue is Desmos will not recognize the letter A unless we have the slider feature. So instead of the A, I want you to type in X. And now it recognizes it. So this function right here, this graph, is what we're trying to match with each of our answer choices. So we have 4x as opposed to A minus 1 times 4x plus 1. And that's our answer. It's the same graph. It's literally that simple. If I have the 4a minus 1 squared, okay, we can see very clearly those two graphs are not the same. If I had the 4x plus 1, 4x plus 1, those graphs are not the same, and then clearly nor would the last one be. All right, let's look at number 2. Factor the expression. Same strategy. X squared, shift 6 gives you the exponent, plus 4x minus 12. Underneath it, let's zoom so we can see it. This function is what we're trying to match, this graph. So basically, if you know how to factor, you're like, well, I know one's going to be positive, one's going to be negative, and I know the difference of the two numbers is going to be positive 4. So you'll know the answer is C if you know those tricks. If you don't know the factor rules, then we just type them in. Okay, so we can see those graphs are not the same. I need to not type so fast. Those graphs are not the same. And then that's the same graph. So this is the correct answer. Now, let me show you one other technique. Let's say that wasn't multiple choice, which for the medium and hard questions, it might not be. You might just have to factor it. Well, you can graph it. And if we graph it, we can see that these 2 points are our critical values, -6 and 2. Those are called our roots. So what you could do is, hopefully you remember you have to flip the sign to put it inside the parentheses. But let's say that you forgot that you're supposed to flip the sign, okay? Like I just did. Then what you could do is you just say, okay, I see x minus 6 and x plus 2, right? Like you notice these points here, well, those don't match. So now you just change the sign because you know the numbers are right. And now you can see it matches. So even if there's not multiple choice, we can still use that strategy like we're going to do for number 3. In number 3, I didn't give you multiple choice answers. So we're going to do 3x squared, use the arrow key, minus 5x minus 2. So when I zoom in, I can see I've got 2 important points. I've got negative 1/3, and you will have to remember that like 0.33 is 1/3, 0.6666666 on and on. So to 7 will be 2/3. You have those you have to know. But we have negative 1/3 and we have positive 2. So we just learned to switch the signs, but let's say we forgot that. So we're going to do x minus 1/3. And then we're going to do the x plus 2. And we can see that those graphs aren't the same. So that just reminds us, wait. I got to switch the signs. And now I have close to the same graphs, okay? The issue is the location of this 1/3. We don't ever like to have fractions inside our factoring. So what's going to happen is this 3 ends up coming up here. So we have the correct roots, but we don't have the correct graph. Before, when the signs were different, we didn't have the correct roots, okay? So we knew that that wasn't right, but now we have the correct roots, but not the correct graph. So what we have to do is, because this is a fraction, whatever this denominator is, that actually comes up here. And then this part disappears. And now it's the same graph. It's kind of like we just rope it into the coefficient. The reason why we can do that, I'll just show you. Basically what we're trying to do is like it's the 0. So we're just kind of trying to move this over here. And if you multiply everything by 3, that removes the fraction, and 0 times 3 is still 3. So that's how we can get the 3x plus 1 equals 0 to still work. But the shortcut is just whatever that denominator is, move it up. So our factored expression is 3x plus 1 times x minus 2. And there you go. And they might ask you like, what are the constants or something like that. Okay, that's the end of this video. Make sure you watch our next video before you go back to Khan, where we're going to be doing some harder examples that have lots of other variables. All right, I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.